Hello, my name is Miriana and I am the current MCVP B2C of Isaac in Italy. And this is the academy that will explain you what are the basic things that you need to know in order to be a VP marketing. So guess what? We will start from the funnel. And what is the funnel? The marketing funnel is made of the steps that every lead, the lead is a person that is a potential customer, needs to go through until they actually become a customer. So you see that you have visitor, then the visitor needs to become a sign up needs to become an applicant, and an applicant needs to become a customer. The shape is a funnel because the people become less and less while you go down through it. So you see that the visitor shape is pretty large, but then customer becomes shorter, and it's because we lose people in the process. But we will see later that the goal of VP marketing is not only to create a strategy in order to make people just go down through the funnel, but it's also to improve the conversion rates between every step. So we want the funnel to be as wide as possible. This is another thing that we will see. Basically, you need to ensure a strategy in which customers lead you to more customers. So you have a customer that does brand advocacy and brings you more visitors. But now we will see how to do it. And that is the inbound marketing strategy. The inbound marketing strategy is this. Basically, you have a stranger that then becomes a visitor. So yeah, it's what we've already seen. Then you have a lead, and the lead is basically you can consider it as our apply. Then they become a customer, and then they become promoters. The promoter phase is very, very, very important, and you need to keep it in mind throughout your whole experience as a VP marketing. Why? Because if you have people that are stuck at the customer phase and then they don't become promoters, you will have to work more in order to get new strangers that will go through the funnel. If you have customers that become promoters, they will by themselves bring you more people in the funnel. So it's very important for you to understand what is your strategy for enabling this process. Also keep in mind that it's not said that a customer will become a good promoter. They can also become a bad promoter, so a detractor, which means that they will not recommend the Isaac experience to their friends and their family, and they will basically tell them just don't go with Isaac. And this is the effect of this is much bigger than the effect of good promotion, of good brand advocacy. So you need to be very careful about this and have a good synergy with your VP OGX in order to send people and to promote countries where you know that the customers will have a good experience and that they will become promoters. But does that flow look familiar to you? Because it should. If you check, it's the same as the Isaac customer flow. So you have attraction, you have consideration, value delivery, and brand advocacy. So if you go back, attraction, conversion, close, delight. So you have attract, which is the same, convert, which is consideration, then you have close, which is value delivery, and then you have delight, which brings you promoters. That is what you have to do through brand advocacy. So the Isaac customer flow is made in order to follow the inbound strategy. But what happens is that often we forget about the brand advocacy phase, which is actually the most important one. So yes, I was showing you before that customers lead to more visitors, and how customers lead to more visitors is through brand advocacy. Brand advocacy happens by itself. So customers won't need you to tell them to their friends how good their experience with Isaac was. What you can do is to expand the reach of their brand advocacy. So what you have to do is to give them new channels to share their opinion. So you have to collect their stories. But now let's go through the funnel and see what you have to do in order to be a good VP marketing. So how to attract? Well, it all starts with a clear IR plan. In this video, we won't see how to attract practically. So we won't see how you have to do a classroom shout, a sales point, and all of these things, because that is not your JD. Your JD is to ensure that people, that your members, that your team leaders have a clear timeline and know when to do activities and then execute them. but your role is to create the strategy behind it. And a good strategy starts with a clear IR plan. So you cannot create a promotion plan without knowing what you have to promote. And what you have to promote is not I have to promote Global Volunteer, but is I have to promote that project in Romania for Global Volunteer. And in order to know this, you have to work very close with your VPOGX. You need to set a clear goal of how many approvals you want for that project, and then backward plan and see how many applicants you need and how many signups you need. And in this way, you can create your promotion plan. But how do you create a promotion plan? You use the GTCM model. What is the GTCM model? So it's an acronym. The G stands for goal. So as I said, you take every country, every project that you want to promote, and you set a clear goal. A clear goal for the whole customer flow. So I told you how many approvals you want, and then you backward plan for applicants and signups. So this is the goal of your campaign. This is what you're aiming for. And the whole team needs to be on board. So also your team leaders and your members need to know what will be the outcome of the activities that they're doing. Then the T stands for target. So now that you know specifically what you have to promote, you can be very specific with the target that you want to address. So if you know that you're going to promote, I don't know, an education project in Brazil, you know that you need to target faculties that learn Portuguese. Or if you are promoting global talent marketing and business administration project, you know that you need to promote it to graduates that study economics. And you have to set your clear targets and make them as specific as possible because you need to tailor your campaign to your target. After that, you have the C. So you need to decide what is the channel of promotion. So if you know that you have to address students from the students that study Portuguese, you know that you need to reach them through classroom shouts, through sales points. You need to contact professors that teach Portuguese and other things. Then after you set the channel, you need to decide what is the message that you want to use. And the message needs to be tailored according to the target. So you need to understand why your target should go with that project. Don't try to send a message that is just why Isaac is amazing and why that project is amazing, but try to understand why that project is amazing for that target. So they need to understand that you care and that you're offering something for them and not because you want more people to go abroad with Isaac. And after you have these, you're basically ready for promotion. Well, yes, you have in mind what you want to do for promotion. Then the next step is decided with your team leader or team leaders what is the promotion plan in details. So what is the timeline when you want to execute activities and then involve members in executing them. But how should you convert through the funnel? So as I said before, the role of the VP marketing is not just getting people into the funnel and making them become customers. It's making as many people as possible that get into the funnel become customers. So something that you have to ensure as a VP marketing is to have a good conversion strategy. Conversion strategy is divided in two levels. So there's a standard that you have to ensure, and this is something that every LC in Italy needs to ensure. And then the second part is based on volume. So it's a part that is more for LCs that have a huge amount of signups, a huge amount of applicants, and they don't know how to process them because there are too many. So the standards that you have to ensure is that you have to promote specifically country partners. This is what I was saying before. Good strategy starts with a clear IR plan, and you need to know what countries you're promoting. And those countries need to be partners of your LC. Then you have to conduct signups within 24 hours. You can decide in your LC if you want OGX to conduct signups or if you want marketing to conduct signups. It's the same. What's important is that they need to be contacted within 24 hours. Otherwise, they are just lost customers. And even if you're in your LC, you decide that it's OGX and needs to contact them, marketing is still responsible for checking on OGX that happens. So you also have to go on expand check every day would be the best, but you need to check if signups are contacted, and if they're not, go to OGX and tell them to call. And then you have to call not converted signups every month. So if you see that you have people that still haven't applied but they sign up, which means that they are interested, potentially interested in our project, you should call them and say, hey, we've seen that you sign up, but you still haven't applied. So this month we can offer you this, this, and this project. Then, based on volume, you can do two more things. So you can send a weekly or bi-weekly newsletter to signups. And weekly or bi-weekly depends on the volume. So if you have a lot of signups, you have to send newsletters weekly. If they're a lot but not that much, you have to send bi-weekly newsletters. And then you need to organize conversion events, which are events where you invite signups or applicants that still aren't converted, and there's marketing and OGX, and you present specific opportunities and make them apply at the event. But the most important thing about conversion strategy is that it has to be a mindset. It's not something that you do in June or July. You will see when you don't have much offline promotion because universities are closed and people are studying for exams. Then you say, oh, let's take the old signups and call someone that signed up in January. No, it's something that you need to do constantly. It's customer care in the end. If you think of it, every website where you sign up, then they start sending you emails and they contact you frequently because they want to make you go through the funnel. And that is something that also we as Isaac should do, because why should we be different than other companies? Then how to do brand advocacy. So you have to have a conversion strategy, but you also have to have a brand advocacy strategy. This is the checklist of what you need to ensure inside of your LC in order for you to say, yes, I have a brand advocacy strategy. The checklist is made of 4 things. So basically you need to decide who contacts the EPs. So you can, for example, do that every marketing member is assigned to an EP manager and they need to remind them to contact the EP in order to get storytelling. Because remember that storytelling is not something that you just get in the end or at the beginning of the experience. It's something that EPs should send throughout the experience. Then how often do they send storytelling? So yeah, you need to align with the EP because the best thing would be at OPS to align with them whether they want to have a lonely experience and not be contacted by anyone. So you won't push too much for content. But you can also decide that every week or every 2 weeks they will be asked to send something. But be sure to align with the EP. Then understand what type of storytelling do you want to ask for. And this is also to be aligned with the EP, because if the EP is an amazing writer, why should you ask them for videos? Ask them for blog articles. If they are a video editor, ask them for a video. So understand before the experience what do you expect from them. And then you should have structured brand advocacy touch points with OGX, which doesn't mean that you should have meetings where you only talk about brand advocacy, but just when you have corner meeting with them, also check how many finished experiences you have, how many realizations you have at that moment, and how many storytellings you have collected. So if the ratio is low, see what needs to be done and who's not working between you two. So yes, remember that OGX needs to be on board, because until OGX doesn't understand that brand advocacy is important and that it will bring more customers, the strategy just won't work. You really need to have OGX on board with that. And that's all. So I hope you enjoyed, and if you want more information, you can contact me at this email. Thank you.